Welcome back. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to my channel, and I certainly appreciate it. Um, so today, what we're going to be doing is basically making an Instagram clone. As you can see, it looks somewhat similar, not exact, of course, but somewhat similar to Instagram. And we're going to be using React hooks, as the title suggested. And if you like React tutorials and other full stack, MERN stack related things, I also do PHP and front end HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. And yes, Bootstrap is so relevant in 2020. Um, Go watch Brad Traversy's video on his channel where he talks about Bootstrap. Anyway, as far as this channel goes, please subscribe so you can get notified when I put up a new video because my upload schedule is somewhat random. And so, so just so you get notified, hit the bell icon and click all. And also, if you find this video helpful, make sure to like it. Also, if you have any questions or concerns or constructive criticism, do me a favor and leave a comment, and I usually reply very quickly. All right. Anyway, so as you can see, we're going to be creating a Instagram-like sort of thing. I have this little logo. It's actually a favicon, and I'll show you how to get that in just a sec. It's kind of cool. Just a basic header, not a big deal. And then we have our image that we're getting from JSON placeholder .typecode.com/photos, and then it gives us this JSON data. And of course, this is stored somewhere, and we're just getting the URL. Oh boy. Yeah, so it's via placeholder. It's stored on placeholders uh, server. So, and we're just getting the URL to that, similar to how you would do it in WordPress. And then we also get the description, which is right here, or title they're calling it, so sort of like Instagram. And we also have this nice little feature where you can like a photo. So when we click the heart under the image, it turns purple to show that we liked it. And then you can also unlike it. Um, you know, and if you're like me and you had a few beers and you accidentally like someone's photo, thankfully you can unlike it. Um, anyway, so that's it. And as you can see, it just goes down. I think there's like 100 pictures here, so I'm not going to bother, you know, limiting the amount of pictures that we get. It doesn't matter. Because because on Instagram you can have, as many pictures as you want. Um, so anyway, all right, so let's dive into it. So I'm going to close that. So this is JSON placeholder.typecode, and that is where you get your that is going to be our URL. This is the Font Awesome favicon generator site that I found. It's gauger.io/favicon, and basically you can just type in, camera, and you can select it there, and then you can pick the color. You can even pick a background color, and then you can choose uh, ICO for icon or PNG, and then download it. So it's pretty cool. Um, Close that. I'll leave that link in the description for the favicons also, just in case, for your convenience. Anyway, so what I have done, so as you can see, I was, yeah, actually, oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me close that. Let me close this. Open this, and then I'm going to CD into Adam-Graham. So, and then code dot to open it in VS Code. So basically what I did was uh, I did npx create dash react react dash app, and then I did dot because to create React app. And then I just cleaned up the file structure. I got rid of some of the tests and some of the unnecessary stuff. I will link in the top corner to my video on how to get started with Create React App. And I go through the whole process and I'll get you to this point where we are right now. So go ahead and if you need to, just go and watch that video and then come on back to this one. But anyway, so this is where we're getting started. In here, I have a terminal open. I'll show you how. Terminal, new terminal. I prefer, I know a lot of people work like this. I prefer to put my terminal on the right like that. That's just sort of what I'm used to and it's what I prefer, and you know, whatever. So we're going to do npm start to get our uh, server going, just so you can see. And my internet today is working really slow, so bear with me. So you can see I just Adam Graham. We got our favicon. That should be changed. That's not. That is in index.html file inside of your public folder. Oops. Right here, your public folder, index.html, Adam Graham. And I know, you think I'm a genius because instead of Instagram, I used Adam Graham. I hope they don't come after me in copyright court or something. Here's our index.js. Here's our app.css. We don't need that right now. Okay, so let's create a, inside the source folder, let's create another folder called components. And then inside that, let's create our first component. We'll make the header .js. And I have, where is it? ES7 React Redux GraphQL React Native Snippets installed, which is a really nice extension which allows you to type RAC and then it'll generate, I go with this one, it'll generate the code for us, the boilerplate code for a React functional component. And I changed the, well, I don't do that. That's what you're supposed to do. So otherwise you'll get an error. Change the name of the function to a capital letter, camel case. Or no, I'm sorry, not camel case, just capital letter. Because camel case is lower. Anyway, all right. So let's create our header here. It's it's pretty basic. There's not a whole lot to do. All right. I think it's just. I think I just did H3. Yeah. And you know what? Before I did the title as a props, but you know what? Screw it. Just for time. That's nice and all, but it's not 100% necessary. And I think, let's see. Yeah, so let's change this to give this a class name equals header for our CSS that's coming later. Okay, yeah, so that takes care of that. Save all, and then in our app.js we're going to delete this stuff and we're going to bring in import header from quotes dot slash components. See, VS Code gives us what's in there, and then dot slash header gives it to us already. And then we come down here and we do basically an HTML element, and then good. Save all. You know what? To save on time, let's do this. Let me go in here. And I'm going to go to, I originally created this as our, just so I could show you guys what it looks like in the beginning. Let's go to, oops, sorry, wrong one. App. Where is it? App.css. And I'm going to basically copy and paste. which copying and pasting and coding is only okay if you copy and paste from yourself, not somebody else. I don't care what anybody tells you. Write the code the long way. So basically here our root, I'll show you once we copy and paste it. Yes, I'm using Atom Text Editor sometime to copy and paste. All right, let's go in here, paste. Now, real quick, this is for all, so for everything, every element, we set a default of box sizing to border box. Actually, you know what? We don't need that. That was just something I was screwing around with. All right, so our root div, I gave a background color to this dark gray, which is, where is it? Right here, our main React div root. This is our header with background color, blah blah blah. Our photos for the photos element, the title of the photos, and the icon for the heart and React icon. Okay, and this is also the purple color that I used for the favicon. I just stored it in there as a comment, just just so I don't have to constantly go back and forth. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here, and there we go. We got our thingy, our header. Actually, you know what? I am going to, one thing I am going to add. So to sort of reset everything to a default, you do asterisk and then open it. And we're going to do margin 0, padding 0. And then if you reset later on, like if I put margin in the header, it'll reset it. This just sets it to a default for everything. So there you go. That's good. Bueno. Let's see. Okay, so we got that. So let's go back here. We're going to close our app.ccs, CSS. Wow. Okay, so we got our header all set up. Let's get into the nitty gritty and start doing our photos. So new file, we'll call it photos.js. We're going to do I'm going to start typing RAC. It's actually RAFCE. To generate our functional component, and then we're going to change it to capital. Okay. Cool. All right, so before we go any further, I'm going to stop our dev server because we need one package, and I'm sure if you've done anything with React in the past, you can guess what this package is going to be. Go ahead, I'll give you a second. Go ahead, guess what package. That's right, Axios. Just like in my other React hooks video, in this case, we're going to be using Axios again. We could use the Fetch API. It's just I feel Axios works a little bit better. And I did a poll on my Facebook. I'm sorry, not Facebook, Instagram again, a little while ago, and I said Axios or Fetch API, and it was something like 98% was Axios. So it's pretty popular and it's not going anywhere, so I feel confident using it. And basically, it just is an HTTP request client that goes out and gets requests from servers for us on the front end, mind you. You could also use it in the back end as well. Excuse me, in Node.js, you can use Axios, which is nice too. This is taking forever. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to have to walk into the other room so that Axios, because my internet connection. All right, let me just do that again. What the? Respect the end of jeez. Huh.
Check outside. There was this package that got delivered. Oh, there's a package.
Guys, Axios is installed. Here it is in our, no, excuse me, package.json file. Never mind these errors. Pay no attention to these errors. I'm just going to open a new terminal. There we are. Lovely and clean. Any hooser. Oh, I got to start back up our Soiva. Here's a type of code. I'll put this link in the description as well. And also, I'll put in the description my GitHub code for this. Link to my GitHub for this code. Start. Okay. Starting. There we go. I told you my Wi-Fi is a little wonky. I think I'm too far away from it. All right, so we're good. You know what? And let's open our console just for the heck of it, just to make sure. Which is usually a good idea when you're developing. All right, so here we have React. We're going to import Axios from here, Axios. When it's a package, you don't have to put // It's a core thing. Also, what we're going to need to do is bring in, because these are hooks, so we're going to bring in use state and use effect, which use state is to set up our state, this dot state, what have you, and use effect is kind of like componented mount. This use effect replaces our life cycle method. So we have our photos here. So let's first start by creating our state const here, and then we have photos, which is the name of our state, comma, and then I'm going to do get photos equals use the state hook, and then I'm going to set it to an empty array. Okay, so this is our state. This replaces the constructor, the super, the props, the this dot state, and then where you open an object. Now, like I showed in my last video, you know, if you want to do that, you can set it to an empty object. You can set it to an empty string by default. You can set it to true. But in this case, since we're getting an array, we're going to set it to an empty array, so it's empty initially, and then we're going to set it. And we're going to do that right now. And don't forget, so this is a React hooks tutorial, so I should probably go over everything. So photos is the name of our state, right? Just like you would have in your regular this.state. I'm just showing you an example. Don't do this. You would have here, and you would have photos, and that would be set to, say, an empty array. That's what this is, okay? And then also with React hooks, it allows us to assign a way to alter or a way to change the state, okay? And that's this get photos, and that could be anything you want. I just set it to get photos. Okay, so let's get our state. I guess that's best. Yeah, use effect is a function, and then we assign a callback function. We open our brackets here, and then let's see. Oh, so it's best to do. So I'm not going to use promises here. You know, normally with Axios, you do Axios.get, and then you do, you know, your URL. Then you do then, and then you do .catch. So I'm not going to do that. I am going to do async and await. So we're going to create a function, const fetch data is what the function is called, sorry. Async. I'm going to assign it to an async, give our parentheses, our fat arrow for our arrow function. Then inside of this, we're going to create a const called results and set that equal to await Axios dot get with our URL, which we're going to go here. Oh, I deleted it. Okay. JSON place holder. Here it is. Copy here. I'm going to do in quotes, obviously. I mean, you could create a const. You don't have to. It doesn't matter. Um, close that off. So basically it's going to run this function, and then it's going to wait until we get this axios.get before it moves on, because you don't want to load it for no reason. All right, so then we are going to use our get photos to get the photos to, or I should say, to set our state. So initially our state is set to an empty array. Then we're going to come here and we're going to get our photos, and then we're going to reset the state using get photos, and we're going to set that to results.data. Okay, so the results is here, and then the data is what we're getting back. Okay, and as I'm sure you know, you want to close that off, and then we have to do what? I'll give you a second to guess. Right? We just created this function here, fetch data, blah blah blah, Axios, get photos. Now what do we have to do in order for it to work? That's right. I knew you knew. Fetch data, and we have to call our function by calling it like that. We type it out. Okay. And one other thing that we need to do that's important is we need to reset our data back to an empty array. So here we get the data. I'm sorry, here we get the data, here we set it, here we call it, and here we're resetting it back. Once everything's done, we're going to set it back to this. Set it back to an empty array so that it's not an infinite loop. All right. Now let's see, what should we do? Let's come down here, console.log our data. So now we're gonna photos, right? That's our state. So we're just, we're just console.logging our state. Okay, good. I got nothing here. I think it's taken a little bit of time. Did I save? Save, yeah, I saved. Good. Hmm. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, the internet's just taking a while. Okay, good. So now that we have that, I'm gonna come down here so we can display our photos. Obviously, I'm gonna give this a class name for our CSS to photos. By the way, it's class name, camel case, not just class. Otherwise, you'll get an error or a warning actually. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to take our photos, our state, and map through it because it's an array. So we're going to use .map. I'm sure you've heard of that. It's basically a high order array method. And so we're gonna open a JavaScript expression, photos .map here, right? And we're gonna get two things. We're gonna get the photo itself, and then we're going to get I for our index or iterator. Actually, I'm sorry. We got to open a second. Okay, so so there we go. So we have our use effect uh, in place. We called our function, and now we're down here. We can also do this console.log just to check. Check our photo state. So up here, initially it's an empty array, like I said. Then we're getting it, we're setting it, and then we're calling it, and then here it is. So let's check our save all, and this is in the console, and there we go. There's our 5,000. I didn't think it was that many. I think, right? Do we get the right one? Yeah, that's it. Pretty sure that's it. Got the right one? Photos, yeah. copy, right? Yeah, photos. Yeah, that's it. Oh, album ID. Gives you an album ID for some reason. Anyway, so this is our thumbnail URL, our title, and the URL of the full-size dealio. Cool. All right, so now let's display. I gave it the class name of photo, so it goes with our CSS, which is right here. So it's going to display flex. Flex direction is a column, meaning they'll go up and down vertically. Justify content, so it goes to the center. Align items centered, and then I just pushed it down a little bit from the top. Excuse me. And then I gave some stuff to our title. Actually, do we need that? Yeah, we don't. Yeah, so display flex because the title of it, and that'll come later. Yeah, I'll get to that. I'll come back to that. All right, so now basically what we need to do is, since we're getting an array, or we're dealing with an array, we need to use dot map, okay, which is a high order array method. High order array method. So we just attach it onto our array to deal with it. There's also dot sort. There's dot reduce, I think. Anyway, I can't remember off the top of my head. But we're going to use dot map to map through an array instead of a for loop, like for each, so we're going to start, open a JavaScript expression inside our JSX. This is JSX here, not HTML, even though it looks like it. So we're going to take our photos array, or our photos state dot map, okay? And then, so that's our method, and a method is a function that's attached to something. Okay, and then we're going to get two things. We're going to get our photos, and we're going to get I for index. Let's call it index, just so there's no confusion. So then we do our callback, or our arrow function, and we're going to open parentheses. With in dot map, that's just the way it goes. That's just sort of how it works. Give me a sec. Anyway, so we are going to then open our parentheses, a second set of parentheses. Now in here we could do, a list item, like that. But instead, let's make each individual photo its own component. Okay, and I'll show you how we do that. So we're going to open this photo, one photo. We haven't created this yet, but we will. We're going to assign it a key value equals our index that we got, because that's going to give us the ID. We're going to set the index to index, so there's no confusion. And then we're going to assign props to it, so we can pass it down. State props, blah, 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 which is photo. Okay, which is, right, oh, I'm sorry. I meant to call this photo. And then we give it a self-closing HTML tag. And that's all we need to do. Now, of course, it's going to give us an error because we haven't created photos. So let's go ahead and import it here, up here. Import photo from quotes dot slash. Now, we only have to, we don't have to add the components folder. We just do photo like that, because we're in the, we're in the same folder. So let's go ahead and create that new file, photo, and this is just kind of how it works. This kind of the whole point of using React is so that you can break your code up into individual components, and React hooks is just, an easier way to do that. So I'm going to do RAF for a React functional component. I think, yeah, I was right. It's just slow. With the export, automatic export. And again, I'm going to come here, change this to a capital. All right, so, oh man, I forgot. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys, I forgot. We're going to use one more library, and that is, I forget the name of it. So I'm going to reference where the hell is it? Here. Sorry if there's kids watching. I'm trying not to curse here. Let's look at our package.json file, because I forget the name of the stupid package. I think it's Font Awesome or something. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it gives us the ability to use the, oh, I think it's React Vector Icons or something. Where is it? What is it? Oh yeah, it is. It's React Icons. All right, so we're gonna do npm I React dash icons. I think is what it's called. I'm pretty sure. And this is just for the heart, the little heart thing that I showed you in the beginning. So let it just work its magic. Wearing my Phillies hat because Go Phils. They're playing Atlanta right now. I'm in the Philly area. I don't live inside of Philadelphia, the city, but anyway, I'm not sure I should be telling the internet that, but I think it'll be okay. It's going. It's going. Don't worry about these warnings. They're just, don't worry about them. They don't really matter. I hope everyone's doing well during this COVID situation. No matter what country you're in, we're all affected. It's so crazy that you know, something like this has literally affected the entire world, not just, one specific country or one specific area or one specific town. It, literally everybody in the world is affected, some more than others, obviously. And, I just hope everything works out and clears up soon and, is we're able to get back to normal. Still going, still going, still going. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I know you guys don't mind hearing me ramble on and on while our package is being installed. So anyway, so this is actually a nice little package. It's just an easy way to use. I mean, you could go to Font Awesome and use your CDN, and I could have done that, I guess, but yeah, maybe I should have done that. Yeah, whatever. We're already doing. So basically, you would go to Font Awesome and create your profile, and then you would copy your. Now Font Awesome has this thing where, yeah, we know. Font Awesome has this thing where you got to log in, and then you get a. I forget what the heck it is. Anyway, you get like a. What is it? A package number or something? I forget what it's called. And you just use that. And anyway, so you would put it in here. You would just come in here and paste it right in your index.html file. Sure, save. These photos. Tell you what, let's do this for now. Photos. Yeah, you know what? We don't need to do that because our code is not running. Okay, anyway, well, that's running. I don't know why the hell that's taking so long. It probably would be easier just to use the Font Awesome CDN. Anyway, so we're going to bring in fa heart from our library, and that's from quotes react dash or will be icons slash fa. You got to bring in the particular library, okay? And then we'll use it down there. Oh, you know what? And while we're at it, let's set our props. So normally you could do props, and then down here you would have to do props dot photo, because that's what we called it in here. That's what we set it to here. Props.photo.id or whatever thing you're going to use. But we can use destructuring and pull out photo. Oops, sorry, just photo, which is the element that we want to pull out with. Boy, this thing is taking forever. And I moved to a better part of the house, so my internet connection is better. Let's see. This div doesn't need a class name. Let's see, what are we doing here? Class name, good. Okay. Boy, God, sorry about this, guys. I don't remember it taking this long the last time when I built the test app. All right, let's move on. So we're going to use hooks for this as well. I'll just wait for that to finish. Jeez. So we're going to, you know what? So we're going to bring it in. So we're inside here. So we're going to get our image, right? So we're going to open our tag, img, excuse me, source. Now this is where we set it. Our source is going to be equal to photo dot URL because that's what we want to load. We're going to do width, width of 100%. Okay, so it'll fill the entire thing. And then we're going to do our alt. You don't have, well, I shouldn't say you don't have to do this, but it's a really good idea to do that. Would be, you know what, let's do template literals and open our backticks. That's the button or keyboard key next to the left of your one. And then we're going to do thumb, oh, I'm sorry, not thumbnail. Image, colon, you don't have to do this, I'm just, oops, sorry, and then stay inside there, and then we're going to do $, curly braces, and we're going to put our photo dot ID, and that's going to be the name of it. Actually, I guess we could put title. So just in case it doesn't show up for somebody, it'll give them that. Oh, and then sorry, then we got to close off our image tag. Boy, this thing is still going. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize. All right, so we're going to open a div dot with a class name of title, and that's emit, and it gives us a div with the class name of title. That's, by the way, where is it? Prettier Live Server. That's part of this Simple Extensions ES6. And I also have Prettier installed, which is a really great thing, especially if you're lazy. And if you're doing coding, you probably are lazy. You're like a lazy genius, like Bill Gates. It just saves when you save. It formats your code into you know, so that it's all nice and neat. See it like that. All right, and then inside of there, we're gonna do our. We're gonna open a p tag with a class of title there, and then inside of that, we're gonna do photo. Oops, photo dot title. Close off the curly brace. Did I do that right? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. All right, and then here, I'm just going to create a space, and then we're going to come down, and we're going to open an H3. Good. And here, if the package ever finishes installing, holy crap, we're going to use our fa heart icon. We're going to close it off so we don't get that annoying. Come back up here, and we're going to say class name. We're going to give it a class name of heart. Okay. We're going to give it a size equal to 30, and that's 30 pixels by default. If you want to assign a thing later on, you can do that. Okay, looks like it's finally done installing. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. Hopefully it works out. Save all. So, whoops, sorry about that. Okay, don't know what happened there. So let's do npm start, and it'll open up another window. Let's see what we get. I did all that coding. Let's see if we get an error. If we don't, you guys owe me lunch. Loading, loading. Yeah, we get it. We get it. It's loading. It's loading. It's loading. Takes a second. There we go. And now we got our images, our title. I should put some padding there, and our heart. Now, obviously, the heart doesn't work, but we're going to fix that right now. So, for this, okay, so for this, we're going to add a on-click event, because obviously, when you click it, we want something to happen. We're going to open our callback. Whoops, sorry about that. It's supposed to be equal curly braces, then the parentheses for our callback function. And we're going to set it to like function. You can call this whatever you like. No pun intended. And then we're going to come up here. And now, in order to change it, in order for something to change on the DOM, we have to assign state to this element, this fa heart thing. So we're going to create const. Actually, sorry about that. Before we do that, let's bring in use state. Now we're not going to be doing anything else, so we don't need use effect. We're just going to be use state. So we're just altering, we're just altering the state. We're not mounting a component. We're just changing the state from one thing to the next. So we're going to say the state of like, and then set like, and that's all we need, because we're just going to set it and forget it. Use state, set it to a value of false by default, okay, right? Now, let's give ourselves some space, and let's create our like function. So const like function equals a function. Open up some curly braces, baby. And not a whole lot to do here. So basically we're just gonna, so whenever anybody clicks it, we're gonna do set like, okay? Now what we wanna do is, you could say set like to true, right? That would change it opposite, right? So it's initially false. Like, yeah, don't worry about that for now. So initially it's false. Then we're gonna, when someone clicks the button, we're gonna set it to true, okay? Right? Yeah. Uh, oh, I'm sorry. What the heck happened here? Sorry about that. Oh my God, this thing. I don't know what goes on sometimes. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what the heck happened there. So false. Okay. Save all. Good. Don't worry about this warning. That'll go away in a few minutes. So basically here, nothing. Oh, because we didn't check it. So let's say, so instead of just setting this to true, hard coding, because then when we go to set it back, it's going to set it to true again. So you can't like and unlike. So what we have to do is we have to take our like state. So we're going to say whatever the state currently is when this button is pressed, and then we're going to simply set it to whatever it's not. So whatever state it's in now, when at the time of this button being clicked, we're then going to set it to whatever is not that state. Right? Good. Glad you got that. All right, let's save this. It's not. Okay, now, I think we can. Do I have some app.css? No. Okay, so I don't. Where am I? Let's close this photos. Let's close app.js. Let's close app.css. I don't need this class name heart. But what I want to do is style equals, okay? So we're going to set some styles. So if like is true, right? Or you would say, if you wanted to check if it was false, you would say if not like, which would mean false, but in this case we want true. If like is true, okay, then this is a ternary operator, then is the question mark. Then we want to have the color set to this purplish color, which is, let me see my reference. Oh, I think I got it in my app.css. Yeah, this purple color. There, okay. Uh, come outside of that, those initial curly braces. Else, color will be set to white, which is FFF. Okay, I think that's going to do it for us. All right, let's test it out. I think we might actually be done here. Redundant alt attributes. Oh, okay, sorry. And as you can see, our heart works. When you click it, it turns purple. And then when you click it again, it turns back to white. And that's because we took the state of our like, and then we set it to whatever it's not, right? Cool beans, bro. All right, listen, guys, that's it. I do plan to do another video where we do an upload. Maybe there'll be a button here or a button somewhere, probably here, or maybe it'll be on a fixed, whatever. I don't know. If you guys would enjoy that, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, I'll leave a link to my GitHub account in the description for this code as per usual, and also I'll add a link to the video of Create React App and how to get started. Listen, guys, I appreciate it. Appreciate your attention, and thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.